This is All of It on WNYC. I'm Allison Stewart. Let's turn our attention to the World Cup. While matches are taking place across North America, some of the most exciting matches are happening right here in our area. And while you could watch the action at home, why not go to a place that serves up both authentic cuisine and a place to watch the games communally? Luckily, we're here in New York City, where over a third of our population is foreign-born, and we have the restaurants, cafes, bakeries, and bars to prove it. As the author of a recent Grub Street article put it, we are using the World Cup as an excuse to eat our way around town and watch games with this city's superfans. The article is titled Where to Watch the World Cup with the Hungriest Fans. And joining us now is one of its authors, Tammy Teklemariam. Tammy, welcome back to All of It.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Listeners, we'd like to hear from you. Where are you watching the World Cup, and what are you eating and or drinking while watching it? Call or text us now at 212-433-9692, 212-433-WNYC, and you can tell us who you're rooting for as well at 212-433-9692. When you were looking at this list, what were you looking for in terms of places?
So, yeah, the original intention was to have a location for every single participating country. And a few of us writers set out to do that. And we got as many as we could. Some countries were just not possible. I'm looking at you, Qatar. But, I mean, ultimately, you want a place that, one, has the capacity, two is going to have the audience. And then, we wanted to see some representative food and drink.
So let's go into your list. And I looked it up, and I don't know soccer that well, but sort of the top 5 teams according to FIFA. We'll go to those places first.
Okay.
First, we'll talk about Argentina.
Okay.
Most places you have one option listed. This one you have 2 options listed for Argentina. Boca Juniors in Queens and Buenos Aires in the East Village. What's different about them?
Wow. Okay. So they are both very meat-centric places, but I mean, I think the distance and their locations really say the most about their differences. Boca Juniors is you will go there on a Saturday night and they will be celebrating a birthday at every other table, it feels like. It's just like a little bit more casual, I want to say, although it's not like Buenos Aires is really, uptight or anything, but it just has a little bit more of that, you feel like the waiters have been working there for a while, and it's much more about that kind of service, whereas at Boca's it's much more of like a crowd.
Your pick for Spain, also in the FIFA top 5, is La Nacional. This is an amazing place. I've always wanted to go into it. So can you walk me through? It's in a brownstone?
I actually didn't write this one.
You didn't write it. Okay. We'll skip that out. We'll skip La Nacional. Did you do France as well?
I did. Yeah. Felix is definitely.
It's in Soho.
Yes.
All right. So explain to me why you picked Felix.
I mean, Felix is iconic. You will see pictures of people watching the World Cup at Felix from, decades ago. It has that corner position with the doors that just swing open, and it's usually full of beautiful people ordering, successive coffees. And it's one of those places that you want to sort of walk up to.
For England, you kind of went old schoolish.
Yeah, so that was also not my pick, but I think that
the Black Horse Pub.
Yes,
say.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry,
that's okay.
I did do Norway though.
Okay,
and that one is around the corner from here. I actually think I'll be checking in after this conversation. They have.
So where is it? First of all,
it's at Cabin.
Okay,
and it's this sort of. Sauna-themed restaurant. And so what's nice is that they have really tall windows and you get a lot of outdoor exposure, but it's actually kind of shaded inside, and it just kind of has this very nice natural materials. It's a good place to sit around. But they also have a full bar and several types of aquavit, so the crowd will be capable of getting rowdy. I know that there's a Norway game tomorrow, so
you'll be there. We're talking about food and sports today. Our guest is Tammy Teklemariam, diner at large for New York Magazine and co-author of the recent piece, Where to Watch the World Cup with the Hungriest Fans. We want to know where you're watching the World Cup. What are you eating and or drinking? Our phone number is 212-433-9692, 212-433-WNYC, and tell us who you're rooting for. This Tex says, I'm watching all the games at the new Brooklyn Cantina Suckeria in Greenpoint. It's incredible, and I'm rooting for the USA, of course. All right, tell us of the other spots that you wrote about.
So one of them I wrote about was Bohemian Hall in Astoria, and that has been around for, I think like almost 100 years, when the Czech population was much bigger, and the space is one of the most impressive. I think it can hold almost or over 1,000 people, but I with the caveat that around the time that I think it was the second to last Knicks game, or maybe last Monday, they started charging a cover. Ooh. And so it's been stated that the cover will be going on through the end of the World Cup, a $10 cover charge for any game. So it won't be as casual as maybe I thought it would have been.
Where else have you reported from?
I did Moroccan. Oh. And that was another one in Astoria, Moroccan Bites by Tsiham. And that one I like because it's a place that doesn't have alcohol. And so not every viewing scenario has to require drinking a beer. This place doesn't serve any alcohol, but what I like is that they also serve Moroccan breakfast. So if you show up around 11 a.m. on the weekends, they have a selection of soup, and then their Moroccan bread, the masemen, and with honey and stuff. And it was really warm and fresh and great.
I looked it up, and it seems like a little bit of a mellower place.
It is. There will be other options if you would like more rowdy. It's on Steinway, so if there is an Arab country playing around that time, you will be able to hear the cheering and sort of walk yourself to whichever hookah bar it's coming from.
Let's say you're looking for a place that is mellow, kind of like what we just described for Morocco. Mm-hmm. What would you suggest? Sort of a chill atmosphere.
Yeah. So this one, I would also recommend some of the Yemeni coffee houses. I hadn't confirmed all of them, but I know there's one around the corner here on Spring Street that I'm trying to remember the name. But it's another nice choice for, once again, no alcohol, because sports don't necessitate that. And it's also, that's not necessarily appropriate for every person either. And so it's nice to just have these like bigger spaces that you can sort of hang out with successive, chais or a piece of cake and catch the whole game.
What if you want a place that will have food that is so good that you'll almost forget about the game?
Ooh, okay. For Portugal, Rices in Greenpoint, and they do sort of roasted meats over a flame. So even in the bar area, you think you'll just want to sit down and watch the game, but then your nose will just force you to order something because it's just you have to.
You had two for Portugal.
That's right. So this is another reference to a former community. The Portuguese community in Jamaica used to be much bigger. Now it's kind of gone off into Long Island and New Jersey and stuff. But O Lavrador is one of the remaining OG restaurants, and that place has such a just it has the old school vibe. It's split into a bar and a restaurant, and the bar area is very well equipped with TVs, but you can still get the full Portuguese menu. They fry their own potato chips that are seasoned with herbs. They make their own chorizo, and then they serve it flaming with a shot of aguardiente. It's just it's great.
Steve is calling because he has a Portuguese restaurant, although it's not in the city, but that's okay. We want to hear a little bit about it, Steve. Tell us where you want us to go.
Is that me?
That's you.
Oh, Allison, I don't know, but you know what? I'm surprised because the Ironbound section of Newark is it's part of the World Cup. It's not that far from the stadium, and you have your choice because that is Little Portugal, man. Mm-hmm. The Ironbound section of Newark.
Well, maybe people.
So shout out to them.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you exactly which establishments, but I'm sure they're all gearing up.
Love it. And maybe they'll reach out and they'll go down to Little Portugal in Newark. Yeah. I'm talking to Tammy Teklemariam, diner at large at New York Magazine and co-author of the recent piece, Where to Watch the World Cup with the Hungriest fans. Okay, so there are 40 countries. You said you couldn't get to all of them. I'm looking at you, Qatar. Which country had so many choices that it was hard to pick from?
Ooh, okay. So France was definitely up there because like there are so many, little bistros that you could pop into. And so that kind of like brings us to the question, like, what makes you want to choose this place? And so like the reason to go with Felix is definitely that it is the French restaurant that's going to have the energy behind it. Germany had quite a few because also Germany is so associated with bars. So we have all of these kind of places already selling German beers. So then it's like, how do you really narrow it down? So we picked Reichenbach Hall, which is like kind of that big German beer garden vibe, Bavaria in Midtown, very representative. But then also a smaller place in Lefferts Gardens, Hechtenstubel, and they also have all of the German beers, but they don't make their employees wear, lederhosen.
What country or team was hard to find a restaurant for?
Yeah. Okay. So Cabo Verde was a tough one. And I think this is the first time that the Cabo Verde team has qualified for the World Cup. And it's a very, small country. But there's a cafe, September, in Bed-Stuy that is owned by a woman who's from Cabo Verde, Sara Lopez, and she will be showing. And they also, the World Cup team had their uniform photo shoot happen at September as well. So that was how we were able to find them. That was a tricky one, definitely. I'm saying Iraq was really hard.
Iraq.
So that one that was one of the only ones that we went to New Jersey for. So there is a place called Al Mazak, and it's actually the only Iraqi restaurant for several states.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So they have a location in Clifton, or they're about to open a location in Clifton, and that will have more space for viewing. Yeah, but the current one is in Patterson, I believe. Yeah.
Can I ask you about Colombia? Are you familiar with that
I
one?
did not do Colombia.
I will tell the audience that meaning New York Magazine, suggested El Basurera in Astoria. It says it has a $40 bulldog margarita.
Okay. I mean, that sounds like a challenge. That sounds like it'll last the whole game, as long as it doesn't go into penalty kicks.
It does sound like it will last the whole game. In your mind, what makes for a good World Cup watch party, in your opinion?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's the camaraderie. Like, why? It's so nice to have this occasion to just go out into the world every 4 years and just talk to the people next to us. We don't always have this possibility. So it's kind of like, where can we go that's just going have the people that we want to surround ourselves with? And are they the people, like one bar that I really enjoyed was BXL. It's this Belgian bar in Midtown, and they used to have a restaurant in Flatiron too, but it recently turned into a French restaurant. But anyway, and like you go to that place on just a weeknight, and it's already packed with a bunch of guys chatting with each other, drinking 15 kinds of beers out of 15 different kinds of glasses, and so it already has that kind of presence that you want to just like be there when there's just something massive happening as well.
The place that you picked for Canada, the
Canuck.
The Canuck. I thought that was a hockey place.
Well, sure. It most of the time, but when it does stand in as the representative for all of their sports, and I mean, they play all kinds of sports there. It is, I think, that's conveniently placed because it's by the ice rink by Chelsea Piers. I've always thought that's why it's there. But they will above all, the hockey fans know how to be loud for their team, no matter which sport it is.
I thought a place that would be hard to figure out the best place to send people would be Mexico.
Oh, maybe that's just probably one of the ones that like we had so many options because that is one of the ones that you can just walk your way into. Like you can just get off in Sunset Park and just like bop and bop and bop from place to place, and you'll probably just see it streaming on the wall somewhere or just watch it through the window of some bodega.
I saw the best yesterday, aside from the newsstand, which had to turn people away for the Knicks, right? Like 1,000 calls are like, we have no more papers. Across the street was a beautiful little French cafe, but they had put a screen on the outside and people had turned the benches to face the screen. And it was really lovely. It was just like people sitting around enjoying the World Cup.
I mean, the Knicks definitely warmed us up because because also like this, the magazine with this dropped like just as people were only caring about basketball. And it actually like really made every single restaurant want to get a TV if they didn't have one already. So I think they're all prepared to show the World Cup now.
Let's talk to Karen calling from Montclair. Hey, Karen, thanks for calling all of it. Karen?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Doing
Thanks
okay.
for taking my call. Love your show. So yesterday, my husband and I met friends at this pub. It's an English pub on Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn called the Black Bull. It's being run by this English woman who is a fantastic barkeep. Her family owned a similarly named facility in England for many, many years. And we had a really, really fun time watching 2 games yesterday. The Japan-Germany game was really a lot of fun. The bar was packed. People were having fun, high-fiving, hugging, celebrating one another.
Oh, that's a lovely sentiment. Before we go, do you have anything else that you want to tell people, places to go, you think would be fun for them while they're watching the World Cup?
Ooh, I mean, I can only just recommend. I went out to Coney Island yesterday, and I was watching. I will make a small correction. I believe it was Japan-Netherlands, the Japan-Netherlands game from Ruby's yesterday, and it was just nice to sort of have the beach in the background while we were getting our. They were selling the commemorative World Cup city cups with the different boroughs on them. So they had the Brooklyn ones for $20.
You should read it. Where to Watch the World Cup with the Hungriest Fans. I've been talking to Tammy Teklemariam. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Go watch the World Cup.